Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next review of the next episode of Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, episode 8, the dream gazing trap. And I have to say right off the bat, a lot happened in this episode. For me, it happened a lot has happened. Like I thought there was gonna be a lot going on, and it was, and I saw a whole bunch of things that happened and answered some questions that I was thinking of. Probably some things I said in the previous review of the next episode of the previous episode. But I gotta say right off the bat. But first thing I'm gonna say right off the bat, I just say well, things about my favorite part I was seeing Kagome holding baby Moroha in her arms. And I was like, yeah, after all this time now, she's a mother now, and she has a daughter holding her. That and especially was I would say a sad at the same time it was a sad scene as well when she had to give her away. That's explains why how she Moroha doesn't know about she hears the no she knows the names but she doesn't know them at the same time. Hence that's the reason why. Yeah, but it was great seeing like Kagome now holding her daughter in her arms before giving her away to Hachi, which he comes we comes back which he comes back. So yeah, it was great. At the same time, it was a sad scene as well though. But I had to say that right off the bat. I had to say that right off the bat right now. So, but getting into the story, let's say a lot has happened. Um, opens up with like how the previous weather, how Yatsumi the four-eyed owl demon got away. Moroha and Setsuno are chasing after him. Toa gets with Takachio, the raccoon demon. Offers to fly him over there. She gives him one of those it was like a gummy like a gummy candy, like a piece of gummy candy, and he does that. And then we get to see more. We can see Riku again, and with what was it? Jayupi, sorry. Um, sorry, I just want to get the name right. I would believe it's Jupi. Jupy, I believe is the name is. I'm trying to get some of the names right still. So Jupy, the corpse stealer. He's fishing. He sees Riku coming up in his boat, and we learn that he calls him Lord Riku. So, which is some believe that some people think that he's like the son of Kirimuru. Which maybe they'll explain later, but that he knows that the Riku is the one who hired Jupy, through Moroha to eliminate the four perils because Riku he hates the four perils, but he wants them eliminated, and which he gets some dialogue say he says they lack they lack taste, which it brings up like when he says lack taste, I believe he was referring to some things like he was with Toha, like tasting and eat like he first didn't like the taste of didn't like the taste of the grapes but he liked the taste of the apple that Toha had. It's something that it's thinking about probably says about lack of taste. It's something that gave me some thinking on. So there's some moments of dialogue that you just need to think about to how the way sometimes it relates to the actions they have. So, but he was speaking of he was also speaking of Riku was speaking about Toa, being the daughter of Lord Sashomaru. Although he didn't talk about Setsuna, but it was more specifically on Toa. And I was saying how he wanted to have Jupy hire Mora to eliminate and the others to eliminate the four perils because he said he doesn't like them. And then he flicks his earring, which makes a whole bunch of gold come out of his hand. And in Jupy was saying, that Lord Riku he could just eliminate the four perils anytime that he wanted to very easily. But he has another interesting thing that Riku says that even though he doesn't like them, he wants them gone. But he says I have a policy that I can only kill the ones I love. So it's another an interesting piece of dialogue for this character. So we establish a little bit more about Riku and a little bit more about Jupy, the corpse stealer. And then we cut back to with Susanoo and Mora going after with not Yatsume. he goes back to Kyuki. She gives him the rainbow pearl, makes him a bit stronger, and he gets pinned. He gets pinned to the wall, and he uses the rainbow pearl to fire, and the pink blast or the pink beam, whatever, hits Moroha, Toa, and Chikiku. I said that name correctly. Now I'm saying it messed up again. So I used to all these new names, you know. Taichigo, I believe. But we went, but you know what I'm talking about. So, but they all get hit by the blast, and except for Setsunu, because she has no dreams in her anymore. So that's why she was not able to fall asleep, because all the dreams was erased out of her head. So that's why she was not affected by Yatsume's pink beam. And it's like, oh, how come you don't have dreams? And she does get that little bit of a sad look on her face before firing back at the owl demon. So she does show like a little bit of emotion right there when he said that not be able to dream, but then she fires back at the guy before destroying him by her scare of swallows. But then we see about the dreams, which I predicted that from what I said in the preview, that these happenings we saw, like Kagome, Inuyasha, Moroku, and Rin. I did believe that these are all dream sequences, because the title says Dream Gazing Trap. So yeah, all these that what happened were all dreams. But first it shows that like Moroha and Taichiyo, their dreams have been swapped. Like Taichiyo is seeing Moroha's dream, and then vice versa. But with Moroha, she sees Moroku giving Taichiyo to Jupi, the corpse dealer, and it shows that he does have a history, because he said that make sure what is the Jupi said what is the elder Hachi has to say. Hachi, you know, the raccoon dog from the previous show that's been with Moroku, you know, helping flying out somewheres and all that. It is like that flying orange blip form he had, you know. So it just shows that they have a history talking about, and it says that Moroku would never doesn't say any words, though. Which is quite funny that, to sure this episode, the English was made before, because my previous video, we lost Kirby Morrow, who does the English voice for Moroku. Now, I don't know, they did that. I'm sure this didn't happen before he passed away. They wrote Moroku not saying any words, though. So I'm sure that was not on purpose, because no one could have predicted if Kirby Morrow was going to pass away. So I'm sure that was not the case when they wrote in this flashback, that Moroku would not say anything. But at least if we see Moroku again, is he still going to say? He's still not going to say anything. Hopefully, like I said, if they see the character, if he speaks in future episodes, did they give Moroku lines of dialogue before Kirby Morrow passed away? So hopefully that's not the case. So, but we'll see on that, though. But it's just kind of funny, like the time where just with the episode premiered, Kirby Morrow passed away. In this episode, Moroku does not say any words. So I don't know how. It's quite funny how that happens. So, but like I said, rest in peace, Kirby Morrow. Like, always remember as good, be most known. I know he's voiced in other animes and appeared in other TV shows, but I always do voicing as Moroku, though. But yeah, so Moroku leaves Takashio with the Jupi. Like I said, I mentioned about with how they have a history with Hachi, the corpse dealer does, and leaves him there with him. And then we get back to Taichiyo, whose dreams were swapped with Moroha's, and we see Kagome and Inuyasha. Like I said, I really enjoy the scene where Kagome is holding Moroha in her arms, and she gave her, which would be the rouge, which that was from, I forgot how to pronounce the name, but from Inuyasha's mother. So in case we ever had a girl, I would give this to her, and it was a sad scene at the same time as well. You know, gives her a kiss and just gives her to Hachi. to protect her, give her away harm's way. It was great at the same time, but great, but at the same time it was very sad as well. Sad scene, just how when Kagome, how he gave her away to Hachi just to protect her, which I say explains how she doesn't know her parents. So that explains that. Like she know them, but at the same time she doesn't know them. And it shows because giving her away because we see Sesshomaru and Kirimuru coming up, and that's when Inuyasha is drawing out Saiga. So now I just hope that is not the case. That this is I'm sure a lot of people will say this is not. Hopefully, does not lead to their deaths. Because if this happens before that, I'll be really pissed about that, and so as many fans. But I hope that's not the case because it doesn't show them fighting at all, but it just shows them standing right there as they're preparing. But I was like, why is Sesshomaru with Kirimuru though? And then the next we see Toa. We see Toa, getting seeing that Setsuna getting her dreams eaten by the dream butterfly, along with flowers too. I don't know why, but and it shows the butterfly is giving the energy to Rin, who's in the Tree of Ages, giving like the stuff to Rin. So maybe it's a way of keeping her alive, and that's what I said. That's what I said. Cause like, who is this woman? And help knows though that's. I'm still saying it. Many fans are saying this. That's their mother. So that's a glimpse. That's their mother. But maybe Sesshomaru was working with Kirimuru because maybe he's doing this to help Rin. I have no idea though because we know that's how much Rin means to Sesshomaru. So because she's like the only human that Sesshomaru cared for after in the previous show, going into the underworld to save her. So and maybe he's doing this to help. Maybe he's doing this to help Rin, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But that's the shows of the Dream Butterfly giving like the energy to Rin while she's still in the Tree of Ages. And then after all that, then they fight with QT, and she transforms into her her true form but not before talking with them in the cave where say she sees a mixture of dreams, but she kind of understands what's going on. So and then this is maybe they're dreams, but I think they're like signs of the events of the past or what happened. So I'm sure, of course, all that's gonna interconnect in the way. So as we go further down the road, though. But then, but she uses the Rainbow Pearl to because Moro was gonna use Haruj again, but QT uses the Rainbow Pearl to steal the demonic energy from it, so she can't use her demon powers. So he transforms into her true form. They fight, steals the demon energy away from Toa's blade, and fights Setsuna. But Demoro reminds Toa that she can yet have the power to steal the demon energy back. Like she tests it when she used a small Iron Reaver Soul Stealer on on Toa, and it works. She uses it to steal some of that energy back, and the blade grows a little bit more. And she does the same thing, and it works. So, but she strikes her in the mouth, but at the same time to no avail because she takes the sword away. And then Setsuna does the same thing to Toa, where back when they were little kids during that forest fire, Setsuna pushes Toa out of the way from danger. She does the same thing here. She pushes Toa out of the way before she gets knocked out by a rock, hits her head, and Toa gets very pissed. She unleashes her demon energy and gets the blade and gets like the dragon wave that Sesshomaru did from the previous show. And while at the same time Riku is with Taichio, watching from a point of from afar, observing the battle and saying about how the dragon wave that she inherited from Sesshomaru, and she defeats her. She goes back into her human form. not before Riku flicks his earring and disintegrates her, and then takes the Rainbow Pearl. Because also it's saying that after all the four pearls are gone, he wants to have all seven of the pearls. So he mentions like it's gonna mention he wants the four pearls gone first, and then taking out the three trio who has the remaining three. But he doesn't say that to them though. But he said that part when he was talking to the corpse dealer. So now that she's gone, which I was kind of at the same time I was kind of disappointed. That it was kind of disappointed that that character that villain QT was killed off kind of fast, kind of early, because usually some certain kinds of villains will linger on during the show, and especially seeing her from before, like some episodes back, and it was kind of like a rushed thing where they killed this one character off. It was like a little bit rushed. I think it could have prolonged her a little bit more, but I think they kind of rushed that villain to be killed off that early. So, but that's a nitpick though. But Riku takes that Rainbow Pearl and then it introduces Towa to the others, and then he walks away, and that's basically it. So yeah, a lot happens in this episode. So that's like why I foresaw there was a lot gonna happen, and a lot did happen. So yeah, so this is a one big one that I think this is one of the better episodes I've seen as of yet. So I would say this is one of the best episodes I've seen as of yet. Hopefully more will come, more good ones. So yeah, it was cool. We established more about so the results, like we established more about with Riku and with the corpse dealer Jupi, and we see of course going to the dream sequences more how Tachio was left with the corpse dealer because of Moroku. Now more and more with how what's going on with Rin, where the dream butterfly is feeding like the dreams up and giving it to her. I guess some energy. For her to survive while she sleeps. And then, like I said, with this dream with Kagome and Inuyasha, like I said, I enjoyed how Kagome is holding baby Moro in her arms. Like I said, probably I was watching that scene. I was like, yep. After all that from the previous show, she's now a mother and she has holding her in her arms. But at the same time, it was sad because she had to give her away to protect her while from Sesshomaru and Kirimuru. Can't pronounce her name. Kirimuru. So giving it to Hachi. So it was nice to see we see Hachi come back as well. So Hachi is still alive, but so he had to give her away to protect her, and hence how Kagome gave her the rouge as well. So it was a sad scene at the same time, but yeah, but the whole thing with Sesshomaru teaming up with Kirimuru, maybe he's doing this because to help Rin. I don't know, so who knows about that, but it's gonna, I guess before all this is for sure, it's gonna be explained later, though, but it's hopefully with that scene, though, I just hope at the same time that does not lead to Inuyasha and Kagome dying off from that. I just hope that's not the case, otherwise it's gonna piss me off, or it's gonna piss a lot of fans off as well. Because, like me and other fans who are big fans of the show, because we know how, after all that, from the previous show of Inuyasha, between the two of them, they're the main things, the stars of the show, and then after that, so that does not happen, I'm just saying, otherwise it's going to piss many fans off, including me. I just hope that's not the case. I just hope that something happens, like, if we see that flashback again, and which leads more later after that happened, I hope that's not the case, I just hope not. Because we would like to see, like towards the end of this season, maybe hopefully we'll see them come back and we'll be unite as a family. Kagome, Inuyasha with Moroha, get to know her child more. So that's what I like to see. So hopefully that's not the case. But I enjoy that scene, especially with Kagome and Moroha, but leads to her being given away. But yeah, so a lot has happened in this episode. Like I said, I think it's the best episode I've seen as of yet. And not much. And the thing is, not much is happening in the next episode. Well, because it shows them fighting another demon, and especially like taking care of this one demon child as well. Which this demon child is the parent of this one demon, which we saw in the previous which I had right here because I was watching it again. Which in the final act series, there was an episode where this one giant turtle demon with a hard shell, which I forget what was it, Moriguro, which used to build his own armor from hiding from the Naraku's heart was from the infant. So he took this big giant demon with a very hard turtle shell, and absorbed it to become part of its armor. That demon that got absorbed, we see like that same demon, but it's a different demon of that same type of creature in this next previous episode. So yeah, I remember that demon. It was from the Final X series, an episode where that one demon absorbed him to become a part of its armor. But they have to help that child demon of that type to help him. So, but we'll see what's happening in the next episode. So, but this episode, the Dream Gazing Trap, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's one of the best episode I've seen as of yet. And it's taking me a lot longer than usual to explain this as an episode because, like I said, a lot has happened and a lot of explanation for a lot of these characters here. So, but yeah, so I look forward to the next episode. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. And yeah, I said a lot has happened in this episode, but yeah, it was great as I was saying. Like I said, my favorite part, Kagome holding Moroha and saying now that she's a mother and all that. I don't know. There's just something about it what I just enjoyed about that was going through my head as I watched that scene. So yeah, but regardless, I enjoyed that episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Later.